I will now share my screen. So once again, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our online class here at SARASAS. And my name is Teacher Carla Socolado. And today I will teach you in science for your level Makalan 3. Okay, good morning, everybody. How are you? Good morning, students. How are you all doing?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you. All right, so since we're all doing good, let's begin our review lesson for this topic. But first, let's read our vocabulary words. Okay, so everybody, can you all please repeat after me? Diaphragm. Diaphragm.
Diagram. Diagram.
Very good. Okay, the second word is oxygen.
Oxygen.
Okay, very good. And the third word is inhaling. Inhaling.
Inhaling.
Okay, very good. Now, we did our dictation last time. Let's review the words again so we can practice the spelling of these three words, okay? I will share the application word wall so we can practice the spelling for our vocabulary words. Okay, so these are the words that we will use for our dictation or practice for dictation.
Oxygen.
Okay, let's flip the file. Wait a moment. Okay, there you go. So we will shuffle it and we will choose one and flip the tile. And let's practice to spell the word again. Okay, so the first word is diagram. Can you spell the word diaphragm?
D-I.
D-I-A.
S.
P-H.
G-S.
Okay, next.
R-A-T-M.
Okay, let's see if it's correct. Diaphragm is very good. Okay, so we got the correct spelling for diaphragm. Now let's choose another word and let's practice the spelling. Okay, let's flip it. Can someone please spell the word oxygen?
O-X-Y-G-E-N. Gen.
Okay, very good. Let's see if it's correct. Okay, oxygen is correct. Okay, and the last word, let's practice to spell it. Let's flip the card. Can you please spell the word inhaling?
I-N-S.
E.
A-L-I-N-G.
Okay, let's see if it's correct. I-N-H-A-L-I-N-G is correct. Okay, very good. And that is for our dictation. Okay, so now let's review the topic that we have discussed on our first meeting. Okay, I will share the PowerPoint again. Okay, so the question is, what does your respiratory system do? Okay, so that will be, we will answer that question on our topic for today. Okay, it's all about the respiratory. Okay, let's change this. Okay, so we will answer the question on our review topic for today, the respiratory system. Okay, so everybody can get your books again, so you can follow the review. Okay, in your books, it's on page 2. Okay, so if you're already there, okay, it says, can you read after me, students? The respiratory system. Again,
The respiratory system.
okay, very good. So it says there that the respiratory system is this one, okay? So from our nose to this tube right here, together with the lungs and diaphragm, and of course our mouth is included or involved in the respiratory system, okay? So the job or the task of the respiratory system is to take oxygen from the air that we breathe and also to take out or remove the carbon dioxide from our body. Okay, so remember, we are inhaling oxygen and we are exhaling carbon dioxide. Okay, so that's what the respiratory system is doing. Okay, taking in the air or oxygen from the air and removing or taking out the carbon dioxide from our body. Okay, and also respiratory system also absorb the oxygen into our body or through our blood. Okay, the respiratory system is also responsible to absorb the oxygen into our blood throughout our body. Okay, so let's move on. If you have not underlined or highlight in your books, please highlight. Okay. So, for example, we are running. Okay. Let's see an example of how the respiratory system is working. So for example, you are walking or running and playing, okay, you will get tired and you will be out of air, just like this person right here, this boy. Okay, he is running and after he runs, he got tired and needing more oxygen. That's why he's how do you call that? He's exhausted and exasperated, okay? So he needs more oxygen. So this boy, he needs to take oxygen present in the air. Okay, so he will breathe the oxygen from the air, from his surrounding. Then the air that he will breathe will go inside or through his nose. Okay, so this air, okay, will go inside, and inside our nose, there are tiny hairs, okay? So those tiny hairs in our nose helps to abstract all the dust particles in the air that we breathe, okay? So air passes through the nostrils, tiny hair abstract all dust particles. So inside our nose, the hair abstract the dust, okay? Okay, so also in your books, it says that the lungs are the big air sacs. Okay, we will find out why is it called the air sacs. Okay, it says that they absorb gases from the air. So the air that we breathe, that passes through our nose, it will go down to the trachea. Okay, trachea is the tube here. Okay, this is the trachea. A trachea has branches, okay? These two. These branches are called bronchi, okay? Again, what do you call this pipe? The windpipe. What do you call the windpipe? Students, what do you call this windpipe? It's called trachea. Okay, trachea.
Yeah.
Okay, so trachea has two branches and it's called bronchi. Okay, the branches are called bronchi. Okay, so inside the bronchi, so this is the spelling. Okay, if you need to write it in your book, you can write it in your book. Okay, trachea filters the air that we breathe, okay, or we inhale. And the branches that are called bronchi, inside those bronchi, it also has hairs. Okay, so this is the hairs inside the bronchi. Okay, so they filtered or clean the air before it goes to the lungs. Okay, once the bronchi have already filtered the air and take out the germs, and germs or any dust particles that could harm our lungs, they will take it out. Okay, for example, these are the dust, okay, or germs. The bronchi, the trachea, and the bronchi will filter the air. Once the air is clean, the bronchi will now bring the air to the lungs. Okay, it will pass the air to the lungs. Okay. Okay, so again, what part of the respiratory system filters the air that are inhaled that has hairs inside? What do you call this?
Trachea.
Again, bronchi.
Bonsai.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let's answer the first question first. What does your respiratory system do? What does our respiratory system do again?
Takes in oxygen from the air we breathe and remove the carbon dioxide from our body.
Okay, very good. Okay, so that's the answer. Our respiratory system takes in oxygen from the air and breathe out or removes carbon dioxide from our body. Very good. Okay, so if we are breathing in, it's called inhaling. When we are breathing out or taking out air, it's called inhaling, exhaling, okay? Inhaling and exhaling. Again, what do you call when we are breathing in? When we take oxygen from the air, what do we call this? Breathing in is
Inhaling.
how about breathing out? What do you call that?
Exhaling.
Exhaling. Okay, very good. So remember, when we breathe air to our nose, it will pass down to the trachea and pass down to the bronchi. And if the air is clean, it will pass to the lungs. Okay? So we have two set of lungs. Okay? One on the right and one on the left. Okay, the right lung, it has three lobes. Okay? One, two, and three. And on the left side, we have two, one and two. Because the left side of our lung is smaller, quite smaller than into the right, okay? It is smaller than the right because the left side of the lung gives space to our heart, okay? So our heart is in the left side of our lungs, okay? Again, where is our heart located? Is it on the right or on the left? students? Where can you find the heart?
On the left side of lungs.
Okay, very good. Okay, good job. So, I've mentioned the lobes, okay? So, inside the lobes of each lungs, it is filled with small, spongy air sacs. Okay, so this is the small, spongy air sacs. Okay, we call this the alveoli. Alveoli. Everybody, alveoli.
Alveoli.
Very good. So alveoli is inside the lungs. Okay, so this, you can see it. Okay, so this is the bronchi, right? This is the lungs. And these are the alveoli. Okay, these are small and spongy air sacs. Okay, it's inside the lungs. That's why the lungs are called air sacs. Okay, so the alveoli, it is where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide happen. Okay, so this the zoom photo of the alveoli. Okay, this is the alveoli. When we zoom in, okay, this is what we see. Okay, so there are oxygen coming inside and also carbon dioxide going outside. Okay, there you go. Okay, so going in and going out. Okay, so inside the alveoli is where the exchange of gas happens. Okay, so as you can see, there are air or oxygen going inside, and there are air or carbon dioxide going outside. Okay, going to our going from the lungs up to our trachea, out to our mouth. That is carbon dioxide. Okay, so again, alveoli is where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide happens. Okay, okay, you can also underline and highlight in your books. And it also says here that some of the oxygen gets in the bloodstream and carbon dioxide leaves the blood and goes to the air. Okay, so when we inhale, the oxygen gets into our body, okay, and also into our bloodstreams. And when we breathe out, the air that we release or remove is called the carbon dioxide. Okay, we release it from our mouth to the air. Okay, so again, what do you call the part of the respiratory system where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide happens? What do you call this? Where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide happens. What do you call this? Everybody repeat after me. Alveoli.
Alveoli.
Okay, remember alveoli is where the exchange of gas, very good. Exchange of gas like oxygen and carbon dioxide happens. Okay, good job. And the last part of our respiratory is the diaphragm. Okay, so the diaphragm is a muscle that controls the breathing. So as you can see in this video or clip, when we are breathing in, our diaphragm contracts, okay, contracts or going smaller. When we are breathing out, the diaphragm is expanding, okay? So as you can see here, breathing in diaphragm is contracting, and when we breathe out, diaphragm is expanding, okay? So diaphragm is also the biggest muscle in the chest cavity, okay? The diaphragm separate the chest cavity to the excretory cavity. Okay. So here, it's in between. It's in between the chest and the lower part of our body. Okay, again, what do you call the muscle that controls the breathing?
Diaphragm.
Diaphragm. Very good. Okay, so respiratory system helps your body take oxygen from the air, and it is made up of your nose, mouth, trachea, lungs, and diaphragm. Okay, so let's try to summarize. Okay, so from the air, we breathe in oxygen. It will pass through the nostril. Okay, it will be filtered from the hair in our nostril, and it will pass down to the trachea. The trachea, together with its branch called the bronchi, has also hairs that are called cilia. It will filter some germs that could harm our body or lungs. When the air is finally clean, it will pass to the lungs. Okay, so inside the lungs, there is the alveoli, where the exchange of gas, the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide happens. Okay, then when the alveoli exchange the oxygen, now the oxygen will be streamed to our blood. Okay, oxygen will be passed on to our body through our blood. Okay, and the diaphragm, of course, it is the muscle that help us or control the breathing. Okay, so that's what happens in the respiratory system. So let's answer the question. What leaves the blood? Okay, what leaves the blood and goes into the air? What do you call that? The air that leaves the blood and goes into the air. Students, what do you call the air that leaves the blood? That leaves the blood and goes into the air. What do you call that? What do you call the air that we breathe out?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Okay. What do you call the air that we breathe in from the air? What do you call?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Okay. So we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide. Okay. Good job, everybody. Okay, let's try to answer the summary. Our summary will be also in the word wall. Okay, we will use the match up. Also, let's match the pictures from the description. Okay, from this one. Okay, let's answer the
nose
first one.
and mouth.
The facial part of the respiratory system is?
Nose and mouth.
Okay, nose and mouth. Okay, let's put nose and mouth from the back to the box. Okay, next, muscles that controls breathing. What do you call that?
Diaphragm.
Diaphragm. Okay, let's put diaphragm, that muscle that controls breathing. Okay, the third one is the airway that leads from larynx to bronchi. What do you call that pipe? The windpipe. Trachea, carbon dioxide, or lungs? What do you call it? The airway.
Trachea.
Okay, trachea. Airway from larynx or from our throat. Larynx is the voice box. Okay. The fourth one is, what do you call the big air sacs? Carbon dioxide or lungs?
Lunch.
Lungs.
Lungs. Okay, very good. I guess. Okay, let's put lungs. Then the last one leaves the blood and goes into the air. What's the answer?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Okay, good job, everybody. Okay, so I think all of you learned from our review today. Okay, it's all correct answer. Very good, everybody. Okay, so that's our respiratory system. Okay, so next time we will discuss the next organ system and on our book, which is the excretory system. Okay, so for those of you who did not finish the the exercise, which is in live worksheet, please finish the exercise. I will send the link. Okay, I will show you the exercise that we did on our first meeting. For those of you who did not finish it yet, please answer it and send to me so I can give you score, okay? I can give you grades. I will show you again. So this is the exercise that we did on our first meeting. So you just have to drag the parts of the respiratory system. And you can also answer the part B, part 2. Okay, so for example, it says here that mark this one for the correct statement and X for the wrong statements, okay, about the human breathing mechanism. Okay, for example, number 1, the rib cage moves downwards and inwards during inhalation, okay, or when we are breathing in. What is the correct? Is it true or false? Okay, so you will choose from check or X. Okay, and if you finish, and this one you will just have to choose from the box and put it this way. Okay, when you put it, you click finish and send to me, send the score to me, okay, in line. Okay, everybody. So I will send the link to the Zoom. Okay, so I already sent the link. Does any one of you has questions? Do you have any questions about this review topic? Students, do you have any questions? No? How about Dot Sapon? Tanya Khan? You understand the topic, everybody? Okay. Yes?
I don't understand in to walk.
Again?
This teacher RID.
Again. Can you say that again?
I don't understand this RID have a box.
In the exercise,
Yes.
the part 2, right? Okay, you can
Part
choose.
1, part.
Okay, you can choose not to answer the part 2, okay? But you can also, you can just answer part 1. Okay, just do the exercise and send to me. Okay, you can do part 1 only for the exercise. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So everybody, please open up your camera and let's take a photo. Okay, everybody open your camera. Okay, let's take a photo. Let's take a picture. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good job everybody. And I will see you next week for our next topic. I'll see you. Goodbye.
Goodbye, teacher. See you again.
Bye, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.